So, hello everyone. This video had to be made, as ATKPOWERGAMING made a video lately, which he's a great YouTuber, he is an amazing channel, check him out down below, check his video out down below, but he made a video about the 5 worst maps out there, and it was completely out of touch with reality. Like, the number 5 already triggered me to no end, putting Harushaya, one of the best maps out there, in a worst map pool. Okay, what the fuck? And then also leaving out some of the worst offenders out there, whilst putting a number 1 pick that is just absolutely unwarranted in there as well. If you want to figure out what his number 1 pick is, check out his video. But we will now today talk about the real, objective, obviously, top 5 worst maps out there. And we start with a map that is just utter trash, because the blue side here is just absolutely fucked. The map we're looking at is Pressed West in 1v1. And blue has way more flags close to the middle. Blue doesn't have great hill advantages that the red side gets all over the map. And also this map is just such an annoying cluster to play on so many times. Though, I still have some fun games from time to time, and you can still win as blue sides as well. And you have some active games at least on this map. So it's not as bad as the other 4 to come, but I would still say, due to its imbalance especially, this is absolutely easy number 5, and obviously it's miles worse than Harushaya. Harushaya as number 5 just doesn't make any sense. Harushaya would be in my top 5 maps actually. It might actually be getting close to number 1 in that list, but yeah, Pressed West, absolutely atrocious map. There's a couple of maps that sadly didn't make the map quite, but the list quite, but for example, Slutsk East and so on, similar issues, but at least a bit more fun to play for me. Pressed West, just always an absolute slug. So let's move on to map number 4. And map number 4 is a Finnish map named Tali Hantala. And that one is here because one side also has a big advantage. And then you have this fucking travesty down here. And sorry YouTube, but that had to be said. This video obviously can't be made without rants, as these maps just are infuriating. And you have, for example, a horrible advantage for the blue side. When blue side gets this here, it can easily shut down the road over here. Way harder to shut down this road for the red side, as there's, even if it has something over here, it has to have 2000 meter range guns to reach this. And also blue can easily deal with this from over here. So blue also can shut down into this road way easier than red can shoot down this road. So blue really favored on this map. And this just narrows down the map to such a small degree that this game obviously often ends in such an insane grind, even if blue doesn't get an advantage. But in the end, blue often wins still. So really, really annoying map, as also red has some flags in the open that are somewhat pushable, and blue's flags are all a bit further behind than red's. This flag up here in the north also can easily be attacked. This bridge is completely open to this tree line, and you can easily sneak some infantry over through here, because that can't be really punished from this tree line, for example. So red really in a horrible, horrible spot on this map, and it's a grindy map. It is often a stalemate map, and often it's also won by the division that just has a bit more 2000 meter range stuff and so on. So just not a fun map, and absolutely warranted number 4 on my list, I would say. So I hope you agree. Let's move on to the really big offenders, the top 3 that are all complete garbage. So let's move on. And with map number 3, we have arrived in the absolute gutter of maps, and we stay in Finland. It's Ilomantsi. So yeah, Burning Baltics brought us fun divisions, but it brought us horrible, horrible maps. And Ilomantsi is one more of these. And especially if you, like me, had to play a time in ranked where you got this map all the time, and you played 6 times in a row on this fucking red side. But you had to fight against this insane advantage that the blue side gets down here. Your flags completely in the open. Blue side gets all the good tree lines, and so on. Blue side gets a great hill that shoots down your reinforcement road up here. Can also shoot down onto the road down here. And overall just has so many better spots, but a lot of fucking reinforcement sniping here going on, and you don't have a bridge here that can help you out maybe to get into this tree line. No, you have to come down this road, especially if you have a division that doesn't have fast transport. If you get this map in ranked as the red side, you're completely screwed. So this map is just absolutely horrible, and I can't see anyone defending this map. And I can't comprehend how it was not in ATKPOWER's top 5 worst maps, especially with picks like Harashaya in there. So really, this had to be said. Illumancy, absolutely horrible. Worst offender out there when it comes to imbalance in my eyes. But it's still a bit more enjoyable to play than our top 2 maps, as it is at least sometimes a bit fluent. And sometimes when you have a bit faster deck, you can get into interesting positions as red here, and then have an interesting fight in the center. But often it's just blue dominating the center, and you somehow have to try to make it work in the north, which at least has 3 flags, so you might be able to get to a lead in there, but it's just absolutely horrible in my eyes. So let's move on to the top 2. Who will it be? It is easy, actually. If you have any taste, you already know what the top 2 will be. Let's go. So we at least have arrived on a map that at least was making the list on the ATKPOWER's list, but it wasn't high enough up there, because Krupa is just absolutely trash when it comes to map design. This thing has 3 dead center bridges, so all of these are dead center, and so no side has a chance of getting over there, unlike the other river maps where there are bridges with advantages for one side, so at least crossing the river is a slight possibility. Also, it has the least amount of bridges out of all the river maps, which makes the other river maps playable, but here you can't cross with vehicles or any heavier weapons other than on these 3 spots. And also even the other spots are pretty open, so crossing here is also not really that easy with infantry either. So this map always ends in an absolute clusterfuck of complete attrition warfare, and it's just such a short to play on. Even with time limit, this map is not enjoyable at all, and it's also slightly imbalanced. As you can see, red has way more flags in the rear than blue, and so on. So even if blue side crosses the river, chances to getting to a 59 are rather slim for that still, but red can do that at least somewhat. As you can see, for example, this triangle here in the north is easier to take than this triangle in my eyes. So yeah, absolutely atrocious map, both balance-wise and design-wise, and it's just such a travesty to play on. And yeah, it made ATKPOWER's list, but it was behind other maps that shouldn't have been on there, and it was not high enough up there. And Krupa just so horrible. So horrible. Nobody can enjoy this map whatsoever. And now let's move on to map number 1, which obviously will be Oceanov. No, joke. You all know what will be number 1, and it has absolutely earned its spot. Let's go. Yeah. A map that was not making the top spot on ATKPOWER's list, but it should have, because it should have been the top in everyone's list. Lenina. It's just the most fun eating map out there, and I say that as someone who just enjoys skill division on basically every map. I even had some fun lately on this map, because it's not 100% shit. It's only 99.9% shit, since they reworked the flags at least slightly. But the map design is just so horrible. First of all, blue has a big disadvantage, because blue has a river in front of it that it has to cross everywhere, and it can get shut down on all these spots. You can't reach this flag in the north with vehicles if red shuts down your bridge over here, which it can easily do from up here. So you can't support this hill with vehicles, whilst all the red hills obviously can be supported by vehicles quite easily. So yeah, blue side is screwed in that regard already, so it's an imbalanced map. That's obviously point number 1. Then point number 2, it's always taking forever to play, because there's not enough flags around the center, so pushing is not advertised. And then point number 3, it's funneled into the center because there's not enough flags on the side. You have to fight in this really narrow choke point, which also is a town, which also has atrocious lines of sights. But red side also has the advantage there because red side has this point up here where it can shoot down into all these open spaces with long range fire support, whilst obviously blue side does not have anything like it. Like blue side has this spot maybe, which is a slightly good point, but not quite on the level of what red got here. So really an absolute horrible map, and nobody can tell me that it is worse than that it is not worse than the first pick on Attack Power's list, which is just a complete error on his side. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my list, even though I had to rant a lot because yeah, these are just infuriating. My stress level is already really high by just looking at these 5 horrible pieces of mistake. But I hope to see you in the next one. If you liked this video, consider leaving it a like, and yeah, go over to Attack Power, give him a like as well, and then tell him in his comments how horribly wrong he is with his list. And then see you all in the next one. Bye bye.